Well, hello, all my trophy hunting friends out there. I want to thank you for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit that like button and, of course, subscribe because I'm going to show you the location of all 45 artifacts in God of War. The first one in Wildwoods is going to be in your yard, right outside your house. Before you leave through the gate, make sure you come back here and pick up the first of 45 artifacts in this game. Now, I want to take a quick moment and thank the fine folks over at PlayStation for providing me with a copy of this game so I can make guides for you. So we're going to go kind of region by region here. Some of these artifacts you're not going to be able to get your first time there. You're going to have to return when you have the appropriate equipment. And there may be small spoilers in here, so there's that. All right, second artifact is before you cross the bridge. Atreus is out there trying to get me to go over the bridge. But before you do that, I'm going to pick up the boat that's just before the bridge on the left-hand side, or before the stairs leading to the bridge, that is. Third artifact is going to be a little bit later on. You're going to reach this four-way intersection here. You're supposed to go left as far as the story goes. If you went straight, there's a chest over there. But if you turn right, this is pretty a lengthy cut here. This is a long path. So we're going to go down there here. And now it splits again. There's a stairs up to the left here, or you can go down the path to the right. Of course, go down there, clear that out, and then come back if you'd like. So we're going to come up here, and then we're going to find a chain. We're going to drop down this chain. This is my first time in this area, so naturally I'm going to get attacked by some enemies. How about we clear these things out here real quick? It's only going to take just a moment. Now, I was so close to getting the artifact. As you can see, it's right there. But you can't pick anything up while you're in combat, engaged in combat. So take care of that threat. And let's go ahead and pick up the artifact.
Yes, I imagine they were.
We have one more here in the Wildwoods region. And this is going to be when you kind of get to the temple or whatever it is. You're going to go in, you're going to do the door puzzle off to the left-hand side, pulling the chain, throwing your axe. But instead of doing that, first head to the right and there's another door. It's going to lead you to an outside area that you may have seen crossing a bridge a moment ago. You'll see a nice fancy chest over here. This is what you would have seen from the bridge that would have lured you into this area. Let's go ahead and loot it while we're here. In this area is also an artifact. That is not an artifact. That is a health booster. That is the artifact right there. So that will do it. That completes the artifact set in Wildwoods. We're going to go and move on to the river pass. There are a ton of artifacts here, 9 of them in fact. Now the first one we're going to find, we're going to shimmy across this wall here.
No place for a boy.
And we're supposed to kind of go around. Instead, before you do that, find this chain and come down. When you come down, just follow the path in front of you, stay to the left, and you will run into a body against the wall over there, and in front of him is the artifact. Now we'll be spending a lot of time in the river pass. You can see the Faces of Magic is the set we are completing here. So we're going to move on just a little bit further. Everything's always going to be just a little bit further. You're going to find the dwarf. And he's going to want you to, or you're supposed to kind of go off to the left-hand side. We're going to kind of take a detour to the right-hand side because we want those shiny objects.
I didn't even see this here.
So when you find the shopkeeper, that is your cue to turn right, and you'll lead right to that area there. Again, not much further from there. You're going to have this little puzzle room. I'm on top of it right now, but this is where the spikes are coming down to crush you in the skull. When you make it over to the other side, it's right in your path. You can't miss it. Unless you hate shiny glowing objects, you're not going to miss that one. Once again, not far from that previous one. We're actually only probably 20 meters away. There's a small little cutscene, and as soon as that's over, go to this corner, find the body. In front of the body is the artifact. Pick up that mask. And again, not that much further. You're going to do the little sand puzzle thing here. That big round thing is going to open up the passageway here. You're just splitting the path. Go left. You're supposed to go right. That's the main story path. This is a dead end. But right around the corner on the right side, there's a raven, by the way. I do have a collectible guide for that, so check my channel for those. So moving on now, you're going to reach this area with these little houses. There's also a raven in this area. But the final house over here on the left-hand side, if you go behind it, look for the body. Once again, you'll find a mask in front of them. All right, so kind of moving on to the new section here. This is the underground area of the river pass. And if you come down here, you're going to see this big thing that you can move. You're going to move it out of your way because there's a chest behind the left side of it.
Yes.
But I'm not going to pick up that chest. Instead, I'm going to get behind this big box again and push it. It's a pretty far push, but you keep pushing it and eventually it'll fall into the water. So we're going to jump across to the next section here from that new platform and find another mask.
Then do not touch the water.
All right, got 2 more in the river pass. So you can see now we're back up top in the nice beautiful area of the world here. And there we're going to find a body sitting right here. There's a fallen tree just to my left here. Not too difficult to find that one. And then another one in this region. You got the big turtle tree in the middle of this area. So we're going to go and climb up this chain over here. And just to the left-hand side, there's the glowing object. I walked right past it, so let's just turn around and pick that up. And that is all the artifacts in the river pass. So let's go to the lookout tower, shall we? It's going to kind of mix it up here. The lookout tower has got 1 artifact. It is in the spikes in front of you. In order to access it, you got to hit that little switch up top there with your axe. You got just a short period of time to go and pick up that artifact before the spikes impale you. So now there's 4 artifacts around the shores of 9. So let's go ahead and just grab these get these out of the way. We are near Tyr's temple here. We're just going to come down the staircase right by the canoe, the boat there. We're going to pick up another ship head. The ship head collection is all the stuff around the lake. So next up, we are kind of on the north side here. This is also it's right by the light elf outpost. We are on top of this tower. If you don't have the bridge extended to this position, don't worry. You can just take the lift up from either side of this temple, or tower rather. All right, so now we are kind of right by the Council of Valkyries, very close to it, but we're on the tower here. That would be the next one is going to be down in Niflheim Tower, I think is how you pronounce it. Again, it's on top of the tower.
One more for the collection.
All right, that'll do it for the shores of 9. Now we're going to go head into the mountain. A bunch of things here in the mountain. Starting from the bottom, your first kind of big area you come to. If you walk up this path here, there's a wooden barricade here that you can bust open. Bust that open, you will see the glowing object. Behind this table, you got to break that open. Glowing objects are much easier to find when it's dark. Quite helpful there. All right, so next up, this is the next massive area here. You're going to have to push that cart down there to jump up. And there's also a door here. You hit it in the top right corner to open it, which will reveal this collectible. We're finding cups here in the mountain. So also in that same area, this is something you might not be able to do the first time you're here. I don't think you have the proper equipment for it. But you're going to find this little glowing thing. You need to shoot this with a shock arrow.
Whatever.
And, you know, I think maybe by this point you do have that. But open that up and reveal a new location. Okay, so continuing our path up the mountain here. This is going to be, halfway up. You got this little puzzle here. You're supposed to lift the bucket up using that wheel. Before you do that, shoot the little, your shock arrow at that red glowing thing. And it'll bust open a new area. You can grab this cup here. Make sure you do that before you lift up the bucket. And again, continuing up the mountain here. This is going to be once you get very, very close to the summit. The summit's right in front of us. We're going to take this path over here to the left-hand side. And you will find another body with the cup. All right, so artifact number 24. This is actually a second time you come through the mountain. And you're going to be in this room. You're going to come up. And there's going to be two objects here. There's going to be a lore, which is not required for any trophies. It's going to be right there. And then there's another cup right there. This is the second attempt through the mountain. That you can access it from the opposite direction there. All right, so let's go ahead. The Cliffs of the Raven. We've got a miscellaneous cup here. We are over here by the dead troll on the ground. There's a language crate there. And then just behind that is the one and only collectible in the Cliffs of the Raven. Moving on to the Isle of Death. The Isle of Death has just one as well. Gonna get you a look here of the scenery. You can see we're already at the top of it. You're gonna see a body over here. Now there's a bunch of obstructions here. You're gonna have to break it open, so it's not gonna be immediately visible. So make sure you break that obstruction. Forgotten Caverns. The Forgotten Caverns. We're gonna make our way to the very, very top. Not where the tower is located, but the other section. You got another language crate there. And just opposite is the ship head. Now let's move to Stone Falls, shall we? This one's going to be located in the top of the Stone Falls area. You got this gate here. Behind it is the two chests. You got to use a chain to pull the gate open. But you also see a little platform you can climb up here. Two shining glowing objects. One of it is just money. The other one right here is an artifact. Now heading over to the Veithurgard, there's 6 artifacts here. These are going to be the final 6 in Midgard. First one we're going to find at the end of the docks here, right by the boat beach landing.
Want to see what we can trade those for?
There's also another one close by the beach here. So starting from the beach, we're going to kind of go off to the right-hand side. Now you have to kind of do a little puzzle here. There's a chain over there in the distance. Oh, I meant to throw my axe. Over there, you got to pull the chain and then kind of do a freeze thing on it. And then you can come up and access this new area. A bit of a climb over here. And in just a moment, my phone's going to ring, so I'm going to have to pause and then edit that out. It was my mother, in case you're asking. And I know you weren't. So we're going to find this artifact down here. Inside of here. You're going to have to break this open, I believe.
Hey, that could be
So
valuable.
a bit of a jaunt to get that one. Alright, so next up, this is actually very close to where the dragon is perched. It's going to be to the left-hand side. If you look that way, you're going to see the waterfalls. At the base of that, you're going to find a body, and in front of that, you will find the artifact. Now, the next one's pretty close by from here, so we're just going to pick it up from this location, head towards the bridge. And before the gap, you're going to see another body and another artifact. So after that, you're going to want to jump over to the opposite side of the bridge. And then you're going to have the opening to this temple. You're going to have to, of course, solve a puzzle in order to gain access to it. You have a shrine right in front of you. And then just past that, if you continue onwards, you'll run right into another artifact.
One more for the collection.
And the next one's actually pretty close. So we're going to pick it up from that location, go past the shrine, which I have a video for those locations as well. You need to collect all 11 of those. And then we're going to have to drain the water here. And then once you've done that, you'll reveal a body. You'll have to walk right over that in case, if you don't want to pick it up. You might as well just pick it up. All right, so let's head over to Alfheim. Alfheim, we're on a beach landing here. This is actually not anywhere close to where you need to go for the main story. But there is a beach you can land here. There's a Valkyrie nearby as well as a Raven and an artifact.
Good find.
Spoils of War. So make sure you pick up these elven artifacts. Now we're going to head over to the opposite side. Another beach landing you can do. Again, not part of the story path. You're going to have to find this door. You're going to hit the door opening button switch and then quickly destroy those two objects to clear them. If you don't do it fast enough, it won't work. And then make your way all the way around. We're going to cross a bridge that we went under moments earlier. And at the end of this path, there's going to be our artifact.
Want to see what we can trade those for?
Okay, so now we're back on the story path here. And we just did a big boss fight, or mini boss fight, I guess. Now, there's two bridges that extend out. You're supposed to go down the right one. If you go down the left one, it's a dead end. However, there's an artifact, as there always seems to be in dead ends in video games. All right, so next up, we're going to do backtracking now. We're heading back to the boat, backing out of this level, and you're going to go down this lift. This lift is going to take you to an area which may look familiar to you because you saw an artifact there but couldn't access it because it was locked behind a gate. Well, that gate is open now, as well as that chest over there. We don't care about that dinky chest. Instead, we want this juicy artifact over here. So the remainder of this this level, this world, is all backtracking. So you're going to extend some bridges with the little light thing. You're going to come into this room. You're going to pick up that crystal there, but I'm going to run right past it because I saw a glowing, shining thing. Now after that, you're going to extend a bridge back towards where you were earlier. And you have this little wheel here. You might remember this wheel.
Finally. We can use
We're going to go do it one more time. So we're going to lower the platform and then throw our axe to freeze it into place. You remember this, correct? Now we're going to go across, and there are cells that were, again, previously locked but are now unlocked, and you can gain access to them. And I don't know why I didn't cut this shorter. It's going on far too long. All right, so now let's go to Helheim. Helheim is it's fun. As soon as you exit the temple, immediately turn to your right. You find it at the corner back here. All right, so moving onwards, we're kind of down by that area where that long, narrow passage, not really narrow, I guess, but we're going to go on the lower level here, and there's a pillar, and you got to use your blades in order to break open and release the artifact.
Ah, more of those. Good.
And so I think we're brooches here in this one. All right, so next up, we are going to have to go into the center of this next area. Everything else is right around this area. So you're going to climb up this wall. Now this is kind of fun. This is actually unedited. Usually I find the collectible, then I go back and record it. I left this in here because I thought it was kind of humorous to me. I'm looking for ravens right now. And right behind me and above my head is, just like the previous one, is the artifact you got to break open with the blades. Now, I don't know why I didn't immediately think there was an artifact that fell out of there. I just happened to catch it out of the corner of my eyes. There's a big aha moment because I saw the little circle pop up. Whoops! I thought that was humorous, so I decided to just leave it like that. All right, we're done playing around. Moving on. We have another artifact We're kind of in the center of the next area, actually towards the end. Here is where the hidden chamber, Odin's chamber, is located. You got to break it open with one of those, with the shock arrow. But inside, just as you enter that room, is the artifact. And the next one is and the final one is actually in the chamber where the Valkyrie is located. So just go up the stairs. You'll find it in the back corner. And that's it. That is 45 artifacts. I want to thank you guys for hanging in there for the last 20 minutes. If you watched the whole video, hit that like button. If you found it helpful, hit the like button. And of course, subscribe.